What's up, guys? Welcome to the Halloween edition of the Mixed Martial Idiots podcast. We got Coach Cold Austin right here and Darth Doofus and the Bears super fan George Novo. We're going to get into all things UFC Fight Night, Garcia versus Onama. And then we got a sneaky good card next week with, Bonfim and Brown and Danny Brown, Rude Boy, Randy Brown. He's one of my favorite guys. So we're going to get into all that. What you guys got already? Oh, he can't breathe in the first 5 minutes.
I'm gonna
Call him Tom Aspinall because he's a quitter.
I'm gonna turn into Anakin now.
Oh,
yeah. Fuck that mask. That's exhausting. Good lord, it's too tiny. I can't see shit. Anyways, yeah, we saw how to deal with an eye poke. But also,
poor Tom, dude.
could have went so bad. So bad. Yeah. And also, fucking poor Aunt Elijah.
Fuck that guy.
He goes through. Well, to be fair, Waldo fucking parried his hand into his eye.
That's also a fair point.
I mean,
I'll give you that. I will give you that.
And Aunt Elijah goes from thinking he just won the fucking fight to, adrenaline dump to, hey, I got to fight again.
Square up.
I feel bad for that dude. Like, fuck, that sucks. But also
for sure
for Waldo Cortez Acosta.
But
we'll get into that. Let's cover all of it. Yesterday, starting at 4 p.m. Eastern time, we had Garcia versus Onama fight night in the Apex. Starting us off, Talita Alencar getting the rear naked choke on Ariana Cornelasi at 115. What do you got, Will?
First of all, Talita, she did great. I'm not taking anything away from her. Carnelossi, she was built like a brick house. She's been away for like 3 years. Being out of the cage for that long, the ring rust for some people is a thing. Not everybody's Dominic Cruz, So she came out there and early, I think she was having success. I think she was surprising Talita a little bit, but Talita stayed the course and she does what she does, man. That another great finish.
So Ariana is jacked.
So big. Yeah.
George?
Her traps are more impressive than mine.
Well, that doesn't take much. George?
Boy, give me that. Jeez.
Man, Alencar turned Carnelossi into her personal backpack, man. Squeezing out that submission like she was wringing out a wet towel. Carnelossi fought valiantly for 2 rounds, but ended up tapping faster than a quitter in a hot yoga class. Sneaky grappler supreme. Carnelossi next time, maybe pack a neck brace.
Yeah. You'd think she'd be hard to strangle with that neck. She had that surfboard neck.
What neck?
Right, exactly.
All right, next up at 170, the Korean Mike Tyson gets it done by unanimous decision over Phil Rowe. What do you guys think on that one, Will?
I think the Korean Mike Tyson just wanted to prove he could grapple because it wasn't much of a showcase. It was kind of a snooze fest. I felt bad for Phil Rowe. The Korean Tyson, because I can't say his first name at all. He utilized a good game plan where to stay safe on the ground and not really engage with Rowe. Rowe set up a triangle, had an armbar and omoplata situation, a little dilemma set up for him at the end of the first round there. And in between rounds, Korean Mike Tyson's coaches were like, hey, man, just pin one leg, ride the hip. Don't let him get you in that situation again, and you're doing fine. So feel bad for Phil Rowe because really in the back of my mind, I was thinking he could actually get him out of here. I didn't think this kid was going to make the improvements in his grappling that he obviously did. So kudos to him. Back to the drawing board for Phil Rowe. I'm always a Philly Fresh fan, so I'll be supporting him either way. And I really want to see this Korean Mike Tyson. I want to see him go in there with like Chuck Buffalo.
Yeah. Okay. Mike?
Nice.
I'd say
it just clicked who he was.
Yeah.
I was like, I thought you were talking about the mic. I didn't know. Kind of like, huh? Anyways, yeah. This, I feel like I agree with Will 100%. I really thought Phil was going to come out here and crack this dude, and it just didn't go his way. I don't know. I didn't see anything though that really like jumped off the page at me. Like this division needs to be on alert for this guy coming up.
Yeah, 170's always been full of killers, man. 170's always been, and especially at the top, like I feel like 170 has been right shy of I'd say 205. 170 and 205 always been like the best divisions for the UFC. I mean,
Yes. And go ahead. Sorry.
go ahead.
I feel like the most athletic guys are in that division.
Yeah.
Like if you look at John Fitch, right? One of our coaches, one of our mentors, right? He dwarfs both of us and fights at 170 pounds. So I feel like at 155 and 170, because you can't really not include 155. It's just like a smaller frame, right? But the guys at 170 are monsters. They're massive and super athletic all in one. So the welterweight division, it's like the prime athletic male division, if you ask me.
Yep, absolutely. All right, moving on to another with women's 115 bout. Alice Alderlin. Geez, too much alliteration.
Ardeline.
Defeats Montserrat via unanimous decision. Tell me about it. Stone Cold.
I think Ardeline it was a little bit of a snooze fest, right? Ardeline was just ahead everywhere. And I think Ruiz, she looked scared to engage from the first time they got together there. It wasn't really the most crisp striking from Ardeline, but she thuds a little bit. I think Ruiz got clipped early and just took the lesser of two evils and just kind of died softly, in my opinion. Ardeline, good athlete, good, well-rounded. But I think that if she's coming up in that strawweight division, you got to have either like dynamic grappling or you got to have like crisp striking. She's not got the latter. So I'm excited to see her improve and where she can go. But right now, I kind of feel the same way that George feels about the Korean Mike Tyson about Ardeline. Like, yeah, she's all right, but I think she's going to run into some really, really tough girls soon.
Is that the bottom line?
That's the bottom line because Coach Will said so.
All right. George?
Montserrat Conijo Ruiz.
Whoa.
Cornholio.
Or Monistat, as I said before. Yeah, Elise Ardeline, man. I definitely walked away and cracked open a Black Rifle coffee and came back when this fight was over. Yeah. No shame in your game, but like you said, there are way more dangerous women in this division, and you're going to have to amp up the striking or just become a complete and total problem on the ground to not have to face them strikers.
Yeah. Yep. All right, moving on. We had Norma Dumont getting the split decision over Ketlin Vieira at 135. What do you think, Will?
It's going to hurt my heart. You know how much I love Shoot the Box. You know how much I love Big Norma Dumont. I think she lost. The only round I thought she won was the first round. And that's because she was putting it on Ketlin until Ketlin got her down, and then it kind of stalled out. That I could live with. But the next round, Ketlin was kind of getting traction on her. She kind of had more control time, right? She held her down. And it was kind of the story in the third, too. It looked like Norma had to pull off the Rocky story, right? Get back to her feet and then probably put her out. And Diego Lima, who absolutely one of my heroes, one of my idols in this game, he's in the corner. He's not telling Norma Dumont that she's up 2 rounds going into that third. He's over there like, okay, we got to finish. To her credit, that jab was popping. She looked vicious. Late in the third, before the last takedown attempt from Ketlin Vieira, Norma Dumont was cracking her. And then she got taken down. She got up. There's like 30, 40 seconds left in the third round. And then Norma started to put that heat on her again. What worries me about Norma and I was hoping we weren't going to see this in this fight, is it's like she's always trying to save her gas tank. She's not trying to go all the way out of her way to win, right? And you can't be a champion like that. Like, look at yeah, totally drawing a blank right now. Just
Help
won
us.
the championship last weekend.
Oh yeah. You're
That
talking
fight.
Mackenzie
Why are you
Dern?
Mackenzie Dern and Virna Jandiroba? Those girls were scrapping after the halfway point of the first round. They were scrapping and they were gassed going into the third round. Like, if you're gonna fight like that, Norma, you're not gonna be able to handle up to be able to stand up to those girls in the third round. You got to be able to get gassed, work gassed, and be able to find a finish late. Mackenzie Dern is not Ketlin Vieira. If Mackenzie Dern ends up on top of you, which likely she's going to get the next title fight, right? She's on a 6-fight win streak. This was supposed to be a #1 contenders fight, which disrespectful to put him on the prelims of a fucking Apex card. Jesus Christ. If you're going to get the next title contender out of there, that's a little disrespectful, but
Well, it seems
yeah.
as though they don't care about being respectful to anyone in that division now. I mean, look
Yeah,
at what they said
that's
about
true.
the title fight.
Yes, that's absolutely true. It's sad. But yeah, Norma, you're not going to survive. You know, Ketlin Vieira's takedowns are mid. Mackenzie Dern's takedowns are getting better. And if Mackenzie Dern's on top of you in a fight, then it's over for you. I don't care if you just got your black belt, which they just gave her a black belt after that fight, which is wild. But yeah, that's all I have on that. Go ahead, George.
Yeah, watching her fight, it was like she was afraid to pull the trigger. It was like she was just kind of hanging back. I don't know if she was waiting for the perfect timing to throw a bomb or something, but you can't sit in front of people that are like way better strikers than her. And I feel like Vieira probably won this fight. I don't know where the split came from. I'm not hating on it. But the same thing with Vieira, she's got to move her head. I mean, if she goes in there with somebody that can absolutely crack, I mean, you saw the damage by the third round. Like I'm even learning in my infancy that you could do this, you could do this, you could do that. You don't just have to say ow, ow, ow. You don't have
George,
to do that.
Sometimes you do. Sometimes you do.
If I kick your leg off, sure. Let's not lead with that, though.
No. Yeah, let's try to avoid it. All right. Moving on to a fight that made me pretty happy. And I'm sure it made Dante Jackson pretty happy, or Johnson pretty happy, because he got submission of the night bonus. $50K, baby, for strangling a piece of shit. Cedricus Demas at 185 with a guillotine choke in round 2. Will, tell us how much you love this.
I loved it so much, but the only part that I didn't like was because I think Cedricus was taking the I wanted to see him get concussed.
Yeah.
Right. The woman beaten felon. Like, I just want to see him get chopped up in there. And Dante Johnson was on his way to doing it. But, you know, this is why I love smart coaches, because you might have a guy in your corner when you come back after that first round, you know, you get wrestled up a little bit, then you get on the offensive wrestling, and you might have a coach that says, hey, you started winning the wrestling at the end. Let's just knock him out. And Dante Johnson's coach at the end of the first round, he said, hey, he's going to come. If you come out and you start throwing bombs, you're going to end up in that wrestling exchange again. You were getting the better of the wrestling towards the end of the round, and you got it midway. Let's go out there. He's tired already, and Cedricus was tired already, almost disrespectfully tired. And he just put it on Cedricus until he tapped to that ghillie. Now, the ghillie, was it a full, like, technical guillotine that you would learn in a jiu-jitsu class? No, not really. But if a big barrel-chested strong man has you in a mounted modified guillotine with your chin buried, and he's really got that locked in, he could break. It feels like you're getting your head ripped off, right? So, like, just for reference,
feel your jaw compressing.
Yes, I broke one of our coach's teeth in a guillotine, and then another reference is, Justin Gibson, or how about if Norm Nevinger has you in that choke, Tanner? Yeah, you're gonna tap, right? So F Cedricus Dumas for as the person he is, but if you look at the chest on Dante Johnson and those biceps, I bet Cedricus's head was about to come off his body, or at least he felt like it could have, because I bet that man could squeeze a man's neck in half. That was just crazy. F Cedricus Dumas, I think that he's out of the UFC now. I think there's a fighter removed. They had to honor his last fight in his contract. Hopefully that's the situation. We don't have to see him anymore. Dante Johnson, I don't know if you're going to be a shining star in the division, but you are certainly very fun to watch, and I love to see a guy come out with bombs who can get the grappler the hell off him. So good job, Dante Johnson.
Yes. George?
Dante Johnson defeated Cedricus Dumbass. Johnson locked in that guillotine like a python with a grudge, forcing the tap early in round 2. Dumbass's striking was strong, and I'll give him a little bit credit for doing the rolling thunder / cartwheel kicks, cracking dude. I mean, that was inventive. However, he didn't even really grab that choke fully. You could tell that he wanted out of this fight after he was like, okay, I can't stand and bang with this dude, but I could at least grapple him, get him down. Then he was like, oh, I can't do that either. It was nice to see that smile fade away, because he was smiling through all those exchanges, like during the fight, like almost like he was treating it like a sparring session and not an actual fight. I don't know. I like Johnson going forward. I think that if he could keep it up, man, he might surprise some people. I like seeing a well-rounded fighter.
Yeah. Yeah, 185 is a deep division. Chimaev's a problem, though. Dante Johnson 7-0. I hope he keeps the train rolling as well. All right, moving on. 135. We got Timmy Kwamba taking out Cheng Ho Lee, unanimous decision. Tell us about it, Will.
I didn't get to see too much of this fight. We had the kiddos coming in at that point, and I saw Timmy Kwamba was having a tough time in the first round, had to battle back and get the win. Yeah, like I said, that's really all I have on that because I didn't get to catch it. George, what do you have on Twilight?
I don't know. He's tough as heck. Maybe bring more than heart. Maybe some footwork, though.
Okay. All right. Next up at 205, our featured prelim, Billy Elkanah getting the rear naked choke on Kevin Christian in round 1. Tell us about it, Will.
It was a good club and sub, wasn't it? And how nice is it on your jiu-jitsu resume to have a rear naked choke on a Brazilian who's bigger than you? So that looks good going back to the gym. But had it not been set up with a concussion, he wouldn't have got it. Kevin Christian came out long and rangy. It was looking, dicey out there on the edges, but Billy found his way in, drops him, takes the back. Beautiful club and sub. We're cashing the check on the way out of there, boys.
Mm-hmm. George?
Yeah, he jumped on that, man, like a opportunistic octopus. Welcome to the UFC. Here's your participation nap, Elkanah. Speaking of club and sub, Alan Nascimento, man, the next one.
Oh, yes.
Shoot the box, baby. Shoot the box.
Another bonus here. Performance of the night, 50K to Nascimento. I think we got 2 submission of the nights here because, man, beautiful anaconda choke in round 2 by Alan Nascimento over Cody Durden. Tell us about it, Will. Walk us through it.
You know who got paid last night other than, obviously the winners? Fucking Diego Lima.
Bulgarian.
Yes. Yes.
We'll get into that.
Man. Yes. Diego fucking Lima, bro. Diego takes Big Norm over there, Alan Nascimento, right? And Talita Allencore, and just cleans house with these motherfuckers. Diego Lima, big dick Diego Lima shows up and runs the coach's room, dude. That's just so awesome. Shout out Shoot the Box. But I'm going to give a lot of love here to Cody Durden. Cody Durden did what, if you're coming in on 10 days notice, this is what you need to do. You don't let that guy who had a whole camp get cooking. You don't let him find his pocket. You don't let him start working. You run right to his face and you pull your guns out. And so anyway, I started blasting. And Cody gained a fan, right? I'm always kind of picking on Cody a little bit. I'm not quite sure about his game plans a lot of the time. I'm not quite sure what he's doing in the striking with his chin straight in the air, right? Just throwing heat. I can relate, but I'm not a professional. Alan Nascimento, he looked like he was frustrated, right? It looked like Cody Durden definitely had him bothered because he was right in his face, but stayed the course. He was throwing the knees. That fucking Pedro Munoz or Mark Munoz, Chris Weidman elbow, right? To drop Cody Durden and then to hit him with that anaconda. And you see him chase the hips all the way around the fence. I mean, a guy like Alan Nascimento has the submission locked up, and guys, it's locked up. It's just when are you going to tap or go to sleep? And Cody Durden, he went out on his shield like a soldier, man. Go in there, guns slinging, guns blazing, and get choked out by Alan Nascimento. Hey, not so bad on 10 days notice.
Yep. George?
Yeah, holy cow. This reminded me of Aaron Pico. Just relentless pressure and the same thing. Got cracked with that elbow. The only difference is it didn't put him completely out. So Alan's like, all right, let me go get your neck.
I know something that will.
Yeah.
Wow. Durden buzzed man early, man, but he got constricted. I gotta tell you, Alan Nascimento, man, he's sneakier than a politician's promise.
This is true.
Faux cheese.
All right, guys. Let's talk about Chuck Buffalo. Third submission in a row here at 170, getting it done round 3 over Daniel Frunza. Will?
I think it's the Bilal Muhammad effect. I don't know why he chose to like smash him in the grappling, because I feel like Frunza was starting to get touched up with that Chuck Buffalo left hook. Hey, let's talk about Chuck Buffalo switching stances. He was orthodox, putting that beautiful, awesome weapon he has in that left hook forward, coming out. He'd throw the left hook, and Daniel Frunza would circle out of harm's way. Charles Radke switched to southpaw, throw a head kick. I loved it. And then he chose to grapple him up. Now, finishing that rear naked choke, it's so hard with the gloves on, right? They're grabbing those gloves, and he's not, concussed or unconscious or anything. So he's totally there defending. Charles Radke switching the grip. These guys are trying to hide the hand behind the head, or you see that like you see in movies when they grab the top of the head, and then he tries to like pull it down back. We saw it happen twice last night, 2 times that wasn't fraud, not including the next fight. We saw it. They had to finish. Billy Elkanah did it the same way as Charles Radke. They finished with that like security choke, the rear naked choke, but they put the forearm behind the back instead of hiding the hand. And for me, with those 4-ounce gloves on, the big puffy gloves to hide the hand behind the head.
They did it Severn style.
Severn. They used the Severn finish. And for me, guys, watching it, that's the finish you're going to have to use in MMA if you want to get a clean finish right away. Of course, unless you get a club and sub situation. But
or if you can actually hide that hand all the way behind their neck,
Yep.
Then you're good.
But that looked like the struggle. So the way they
hitting it the way they is the difficult part.
Yeah, the way they addressed it was to go Severn style. And for me, hey, that's the way to get it. Great job, Charles Radke. Let's run it with old boy earlier in the night. I want to see him and Korean Mike Tyson.
Okay. I'm for it. George?
Wow. What can I say? He was the comeback kid in this one. Choke on that L. Next time, don't let him behind you, bro.
All right. Let's move on to some fishy shit here. We've got Yadier Del Val, getting a submission, a rear naked choke in round 1 over Isaac Dolgarian at 145. Round 1, before it begins, the betting lines shifted so substantially that it's caused a lot of alarm and suspicion. And it looked like Isaac wasn't even there. Like he didn't even show up to fight. What do
Nah.
you guys think on that one?
Man,
It's being
just so gross.
investigated, by the way.
Yeah,
There's a lot of commissions and stuff are looking into it currently.
it's just so gross, man. If it's true, you hate to see it. What I was going on is, I think Del Valle is actually super talented in every aspect of martial arts, and he just hadn't had the chance to show everybody. Was the rear naked choke sus? Yes, I just went on a rant about how to finish that thing, and he finished it with his hand on top of the head. Now, if you go to any reputable jiu-jitsu school and you see, say the instructor sees the student trying to finish that choke on top of their head, he's going to pull you aside. He's going to let you know there's too much space. You're not actually going to strangle a person like that. And yes, that's why everybody is up in arms, because you can't actually strangle a person like that if they know any kind of defense at all. And Isaac Dolgarian, he knows how to grapple. He's a son of a bitch in the grappling, right? So it is sad to see that, or sad that comes into question, because if everybody finds out that it wasn't, and Isaac Dolgarian just didn't want to be in there that night, and Yadier Del Valle is just a monster. Look at his back. They commented on Del Valle when the fight started. Like, he looks like a 55er in there at 45. And that's kind of what I was seeing. But I'd be naive to not be sus about the situation based on the betting line and how good of a grappler Isaac Dolgarian is. It is sus. Something's up. And
So
hopefully Dolgarian comes out and says he had some gnarly injury.
So it was within the last hour.
Yeah.
An insane amount
Sus.
of money line was changed over and dropped on Yadier round 1.
Damn.
So it's a wild thing to be jumped on. But George?
Yeah, that sucks too, because that like derails his hype train, and then if it shows that there's rigging going on, then you take away the only thing that kind of keeps this sport pure compared to like heavyweight prize fighting and boxing. Boxing has a long-standing tradition of corruption, and to me, it seemed like UFC didn't quite have that yet, because the guys don't get $1 million paydays, multi-million-dollar paydays like they do here. But if that's the case and that starts coming in here, then Uncle Dana's going to have to bring the hammer down. Maybe he's going to have to call Glenn Lerner, the heavy hitter. If you know, you know.
Okay. I want to know your guys' opinion on this next one. At 170, Jeremiah Wells gets the unanimous decision over Themba Garumbo. What do you think?
It's a weird world to be a judge, isn't it? I thought, am I too out of line to say Timba won?
I thought Timba won too. Okay.
I thought he lost the second round, but I thought he won the first and third.
I was really confused when they read that one out. I was like, whoa, what? Unanimous?
Like, if Timba Garumbo didn't win that fight, Norma definitely didn't win her fight, bud. Like, it was just so wild. These judges are crazy. We need to have, like, it needs to be once you retire from MMA, then you can be a judge. Like, you can't just be some dumbass judge from nowhere, because this
as
is
long
nuts,
as your brain
man.
has been tested to not be soup.
Yeah. Yeah. Tito Ortiz, probably not.
How is that? Isn't he like political now? He's like a politician now.
Maybe a refugee. I don't know. Jeremiah Wells, not to take anything from him. Dude, 39 years old, and he was out there trying. He was grappling hard. He was a great fight, but I just don't think Jeremiah won it, man. Weird weird night.
Yeah, I think these two also. I think they have levels to improve on the grappling at 170. If we look at the top grapplers in the division,
Sean Brady.
yeah, Kamaru Usman,
Bye. Bilal.
Bilal, yeah,
Even
exactly.
Leon. Leon is
Leon.
gonna smoke. Like these dudes would not. What are you gonna have Timber Garimbo go fight? The Nightmare.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
George,
Maybe they got one of these judges from World's Strongest Man or something. Maybe they're just totally just infatuated with your homeboy's physique. Because I'll give a dude credit for being almost 40. Good God.
He was yoked. And it was nuts because they said like his diet beforehand was just all trash. He's like, I just ate trash, like McDonald's, yada yada. And then one camp and he looks like that. It's like, oh shit, bud.
Is that
Jeez.
camp sponsored by TRT, Vitor?
Yeah, probably.
All right. Let's talk
Tom
about
Aspinall's worst enemy now.
Yeah. Waldo Cortez Acosta getting 2 fights in one night. Gets TKO loss and then a TKO, a knockout win in the co-main. Waldo Cortez Acosta knocks out Ante Delija in round 1 after getting an eye poke, and then it was as if they stopped the fight. Well, they did stop the fight because he TKO'd him, and then they realized there was a eye poke in there, and then they started the fight back up. So Ante Delija, like I said before, had to have had a massive adrenaline dump. He just won the fight. They told him he won the fight. He got pulled off the guy after beating him up, and then gets told he has to fight again. Comes back out, and Waldo can't see shit. His eye is fucked up. He parried the punch, and the pinky dragged along the bottom there. And it was clear when he told the ref he could see. I could tell his eye was fucked up, like it was barely open and shit. I was like, you can't see shit.
Yeah, he said 40% and getting better. I'm like, this dude is a great actor. He's
I
just
can
making
see.
shit up.
I can see. And I knew then that if they started it back out, he was gonna swing for the bleachers, because you have to, dude. And
Yeah.
kudos to him, because if this fight would have went on, he would have got pieced the fuck up and probably knocked out. When you can't see, it's fucking dangerous in there, especially against somebody like Ante Delija, who was trained by one of the scariest fucking kickers known to man, Mirko Cro Cop. They had a nickname for him.
And now he's
right
with
leg.
Aspinall.
Yeah, now he's with Aspinall. The nickname for Cro Cop was right leg hospital, left leg cemetery. Will?
Man, the best part about Waldo's performance is he actually was trying to be smart about a game plan. He came out there knowing he was bigger than Delija, and he was trying to lean on him and wear on him, right? And take the power out of his hands early. And to Delija's credit, he didn't let that happen. He got Waldo against the fence. He started throwing those big combinations. Now, to give the ref Mark Smith a little bit of credit here, at no point when he pulled Delija off Waldo did he wave the hands.
He didn't. Yes, I will.
He said,
he did not do that.
He went right to Waldo, and Waldo didn't like drop or anything. He covered up and he was not waving himself off, but he was
holding his eye. Actually,
he was holding his eye, right?
He legitimately was holding it immediately.
So Mark Smith, the confusion came. I think the announcing team made it more confusing than it was because they just didn't know if it was stopped or whatever. And then
the apex is so small that you hear everybody in there.
Right. And Fitzgerald said he didn't wave his hands talking about Mark Smith. And then they kind of calmed down or whatever. And it was a pause. They checked the eye. And Waldo's coach is a thug. right? Because they said we're going to send Mark Smith tells the booth, we're going to send the doctor in, and if he can see, we're going to restart it. And there's a camera angle of Waldo's coach. You can see, here comes the doctor. And the doctor comes in, and Waldo doesn't know who the doctor is. The first guy that walks up to him is when he says, I can see. And that guy's like, cool, bro, here's the doctor. Then Waldo started pleading his case. So Waldo, he's not the champ. He's not getting pay-per-view points. He's aspiring to be the champ. So of course,
Yeah,
if you
he
poke
needs
him
a
in his
come
eyeball-
up.
Yeah, if you poke him in his eyeball, fuck it, I gotta go get that bag, right? And the worst had just
Speaking of
happened
which,
to me.
$50K to him. He got a knockout bonus.
Right, so his eye's fine now, but but he's the worst already happened. Delija already gave him the worst of it on the fence, so he's like no fear now. He goes out, one eye. Delija throws the jab. It was the pullback counter, and Waldo Cortez Acosta is 265 pounds. Good night.
Put all
It was
of it
great
in
to
there.
see. But and
It-
Tom
it's-
Aspinall, you know, Aspinall is like hates him so much today. Hates him so much. Not only did he dome his teammate, but he did it with one eye.
Mhm.
Dang it.
Yeah. And he legitimately, so he sat him down with that cross, and then he put him out with the hammer fists.
Yep. And then grabbed his eye and screamed again.
Yeah, it fell down, screamed. Oh man, awesome. George?
Yeah, Cortez dropped Delija with that jab cross combo, like you guys said, and then he hammered away on the ground like a pissed off blacksmith. Delija went from beast mode to sleep mode in seconds. Heavyweight fireworks, man. Waldo Acosta, the Dominican destroyer. Delija, big dreams, bigger face plant. I gotta say, the thing that I really enjoyed about this is after all this was done, just to be an even bigger ass, Waldo updated his fighter profile with an eye patch now.
He's gonna be John Jones's favorite fighter.
There's, there's only one Dominican in the UFC right now, and damn, he's hilarious.
Think about picking up that Waldo Cortez Acosta rookie patch auto.
For sure.
All right. Next
One-eyed
up,
Waldo.
yes, one-eyed Waldo. Oh no. Next
Mythical
up,
fighter, one-eyed
yeah,
Waldo.
new mythical fighter unlocked. Yeah.
Just killing Croatians by the dozen.
Damn. All right, next up at 145,
I'm done.
Steve Garcia. Holy shit. This man hits like a fucking tank. He gets the knockout bonus as well. 50K, baby. Knocking out David Onama in round one. You could tell immediately that his punches had that extra behind them. And David Onama wanted none of it. Man, I have not seen him be so timid like this before. What do you think, Will?
Man, being a southpaw and running David Onama, he didn't give Onama the pretty distance, right? He stepped right on his toes and took the pocket from him immediately. And a guy by the name of Vasily Lomachenko in boxing used to do this to guys all the time. He would open the stance, doesn't matter what stance they were, he would just go open with them. It just so happened that Steve Garcia is a southpaw. He would go open stance with them, and he would just start rifling that 2-3-2 or hook cross hook combo. And wherever they were blocking, he would just add layers to it, right? So it'd be 2-3-2. Then wherever they blocked at the end, it'd be 2-3-2-3-2. He would just keep rifling it. And Steve Garcia was finding that. The two started landing, then the uppercut started landing, then the body shots started landing, and he just never got off the gas. He took no breaks. It's kind of what I didn't like in the Norma Dumont fight, where she was conserving her gas tank a lot. Steve Garcia was going out there, and he's like, fuck it, my gas tank's good for all 5 rounds, so I'm going to come out on the guy that's not as good a boxer as me, and I'm just going to throw this right down the pipe in open stance situations and not give him a chance to breathe. I told you guys, I picked Waldo, and I picked Steve Garcia. I wish I would have put money on it, but that's how it goes. Had I put money on it, Waldo would have got folded and Steve Garcia would have lost a unanimous decision. So a great fight, Steve Garcia. Can't wait to see him fight. And shut up about the Max Holloway thing, though, man. He's at 55
Everybody.
now, and you're not getting that fight. Let's see Steve Garcia and Jean Silva. Who doesn't want to see that?
Oh, I'm in. Yeah, all the 45ers calling out Max Holloway. What the shit?
It's because he's gone now. They're like,
Mhm.
you know, like when the dude's walking away from you and you're talking shit, and when he turns around, you're like, I'll be quiet.
Hold
I'll be
on.
quiet till he leave, and then I'll
It's
be
the
talking
light
again.
heavyweights. John Jones.
Yeah.
All of them did
when
it.
he here, I'll be quiet.
Mhm.
But when he
Soon as he
leave, I'll
walk
be
away-
talking again.
Yes. George?
Garcia lit up Onama with punches that hit like a meteor shower, ending it quick. The silent assassin got silenced for real. 7 wins in a row for Garcia. That man's streakier than undercooked bacon. Tough.
Yes.
Onama, man, better dodge next time. This was a hell of a card, man. Choke City with a side of KOs, but enough decisions to cure insomnia. UFC Apex, still the place where crowds are optional, but violence is mandatory.
All right.
Okay. All right. That was UFC Fight Night Garcia Onama. Real quick, I want to touch on something else that happened.
Pause.
I want to talk about Gable Stevenson.
Oh, you had to do it to me, huh? You must have
Yes.
seen my Twitter rant about that, didn't you?
Oh no. What'd you go on about? 15 seconds.
So,
bud.
okay, so you ducked Craig Jones in a grappling match, right? Absolutely, he did that, so he didn't look silly trying to get his opportunity into the UFC. You agree or disagree?
Yeah.
You lose to Craig Jones, you're not getting into the UFC, not without a long resume after that. Okay, cool. I'll give you that. He goes to Dirty
That's how
Boxing.
long
He
it took
gives
him
up
to
his
knock that guy out.
okay. The tomato can with the 4-3 MMA record on the local circuit, and he won his first 3 fights, and he's on a 4-fight losing streak. So you get him, but I don't get to use my wrestling, dude. The guy I could knock out that heavyweight. I could beat him in an MMA fight, and I will stand on that. So when you do something like that, you run over and you're completely disrespectful to the man who gave you the opportunity to be seen, because that guy didn't have to fight him. I'm sure there was a long list of guys who got the call to fight Gable Stevenson and turned him down. This kid took the opportunity. I'm sure he needed the paycheck, but he was a sport. He went in there, he got chinned, he stood up, he tried to shake Gable's hand. Gable shunned him like he was just a turd or whatever. And I just don't have anything good to say about him. He needs to earn it just like everyone else. He needs to go to Contender Series. You're an Olympic gold medalist. So was Henry Cejudo. He had to earn it, right? So don't give me any shit about because you're friends with John Jones, you could go to Dirty Boxing, knock out a tomato can, and now you're the next heavyweight sensation. No, sir. Go fight a fucking MMA fight against a non-tomato can, win 3 or 4 fights, go to the Contender Series, do it the right way. You're the same guy that got cut from WWE for domestic issues and you couldn't figure out how to wrestle like those guys. You got cut from the Buffalo Bills because you didn't want to come to practice in another domestic instance. Now you're on Mike Perry's show, backed by John Jones, a drug addict and a known woman beater, and you're beating up a tomato can who needed a paycheck, and you think you're supposed to be some kind of fucking superstar. No, thank you.
In his defense on the handshake, he did end up shaking his hand. Billy Swanson also talked mad shit, disrespectful shit in the lead up. Gable Stevenson hasn't dealt with that before.
I mean,
They didn't do that in collegiate wrestling, right? He wasn't in WWE long enough to deal with any of that shit.
What's he gonna do when he's got a Walter Walker talking shit to him at the presser? You know,
Well, we'll see, because this I believe Mick Maynard was in the crowd. He was in the crowd. I don't even believe it. I saw it. Mick Maynard was in the crowd. They're checking him out. This was to see if he can strike. without using his wrestling. And, to put on your point of Henry Cejudo didn't have to go to the Contender Series,
There
right?
wasn't one.
Yeah,
He
but
did
he
the
had
Ultimate Fighter.
exactly. I would love to see Gable Stevenson do the Ultimate Fighter,
Yes, I'll take
but
that. I will take that.
it
That's
would have
fair.
to build a whole season around him.
Mm. What do they do though? They make an Ultimate Fighter season when a division, like for a division that's like
Here's the thing.
behind. Heavyweight is behind, so let's do that.
He is such an athlete and a star that they're looking at him as better than CM Punk. CM Punk was just all hype, no backing, right? He was super old when he started training, and then fought a young up and comer, right? Didn't work out at all for him. This guy has actual wrestling, was an Olympic gold medalist, destroyed everybody, did it to a weird level, walking out and destroying people under a minute, right? So him coming in and knocking guys out in a minute 38 and 15 seconds, even if they are cans, it's still a holy shit. Okay, clearly he has power in these things and he's working with the best in the world. So they're probably going to give him a shot, or they're going to ask him to do Contender Series, but we'll see. George, do you have a take on Gable Stevenson? Also, banana bread.
That was an odd segue. I guess the thing that I noticed was, I mean, I feel like you're counting, your chickens for your eggs hatched, man. To come out, sleep a dude, then automatically call that, like Will said, that's like winning a preseason game and smoking somebody when not even the starters and be like, we're going to the Super Bowl. No. And also that celebration, jumping over the ring like that, that's a great way to detonate your ACL or your MCL when you're a big mofo like that. So, keep doing that stuff.
Yeah, that was dumb. All right. Just wanted to touch on that. Let's move on to this up and coming event we've got next weekend, November 8th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Start again in the Apex again. We have UFC Fight Night Bonfim versus Brown. Starting this card off, we have the Viking, Robzilla, Robert Valentin, taking on Jackson McVeigh. Man, I think I'm gonna go with the Jackson McVeigh. I think it's just a smarter move. We haven't seen anything good out of Robzilla as of recent. What do you think, Will?
Nah, dude, and it hurts my heart because when he was on the Ultimate Fighter, I really love the guy. He's like
same.
Yuri's cousin or some shit. He's a weird ass dude that just bangs, and he does have brutal knockout power. He's just another one of those guys where his game planning is just terrible. He's on a 3-fight losing streak. Granted, the UFC gave him a Atiba Gutierrez, which baby Francis Ngannou will beat up a lot of dudes in that division. He came in, he fought Torres Finney, and Torres Finney didn't throw one punch. He just rode chest to chest for 15 minutes. And he lost to Ryan Loder in the finale of the Ultimate Fighter. And Ryan Loder's a wrestler that has big power, right? Because he plants his feet and chucks. Something every time I pick him, he loses. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pick him again against Jackson McVeigh because I don't think McVeigh has the striking to hang with him. I don't think McVeigh's chin is. I don't think McVeigh's chin is going to be there, right? If McVeigh makes it out of the first round, he's probably going to get him. It's probably going to be a good idea for you guys to bet live, maybe a submission, maybe a unanimous decision. But I think you're a safe bet if you go Robert Valentin TKO within the first 10 minutes.
Okay. Okay. George?
I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go with McVeigh. I think it's gonna be a blanket party for Valentine.
Okay.
Jews.
All right. Next up at 135, we've got, you know what? I'm going with you on that one, Will. I think I'm going Robzilla. I
Yeah.
think his striking is going to overwhelm McVeigh.
He's weird striking. He throws weird elbows, weird knees, and
Mhm.
also McVeigh fights with his chin straight in the air.
I'm going weird on this next one too. I'm going Miles John over Daniel Marcos.
I don't think it's weird, man. I think it's see, Daniel Marcos, he has 8 knockouts in his career. He's never been knocked out. And it's just so easy to look at him and be like, he's definitely gonna come in there and bang it out. But Miles Johns, if you look, he lost a split decision to Jean Matsumoto. He lost a unanimous decision to Lima. Um, what guys don't have on Miles Johns is the power in the pocket that he has. If you're standing in the pocket with him trading hooks, which Daniel Marcos will, I think you might end up getting clipped. Now, let's see. What does Vegas have this? Vegas has it as a straight pick 'em. I think, the heavy front end betters are going to go Daniel Marcos, but I'm going Miles Johns. And I think it's going to be a unanimous decision. I think Johns can mix in some wrestling on Marcos and get him tired and then put him up against the fence and corral him. So I'm looking Miles Johns to get it.
Okay. George?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Marcos by unanimous decision.
I think I am going to hear me out, boys, because I'm doing Tisha Pennington over Denise Gomez. I think I'm going to run a parlay here of Robzilla, Miles John, Tisha Pennington. I think it's a solid bet.
Man, I think Vegas and I have it kind of the same here with Denise Gomes being a minus 195 favorite. I think that Tisha, so athletic, so gifted in the range and everything like that. Denise Gomes has nuclear warheads, and she does something that a lot of women, aside from Weili Zhang and Joanna Jacek and Rose Namajunas, those are the only other 3 that I could think of right now. She takes the cage away from her opponent. She doesn't chase. She cuts them off. She corrals them. She unloads, right? Valentina Shevchenko. I'm sorry, Queen. I didn't mean to leave you out of that because you made a career doing that. But she's another one of those girls, and she has that big power, man. This is the girl. I think Denise Gomes coming up there against McKenzie. This is scary for McKenzie because this girl sits on power and she's really good at the sprawl and brawl. I think Tisha Pennington is going to be made an example of. I would switch your parlay.
I'm not going to. Look, I think you're sleeping on. I think you're sleeping on the resurgence of the Tiny Tornado.
I love her.
Look, she had great bouts. Her last 5, 6, 7.
Oh, she's good. She is good.
I
I just
mean,
am high on Denise.
you go back to 2020, she gets unanimous decision over Brianna Fortino. Then she gets a round 1 doctor stoppage over Sam Hughes. Then she gets her second victory, I believe, over Angela Hill. Loses a split decision to Mackenzie Dern and loses a split decision to Tabitha Ricci. Then gets her revenge on Carla Esparza, who stopped her from becoming the first champion of this division. Then gets a unanimous decision over Lana Pinheiro this year, and now we're here. I think Denise Gomes is a stepping stone for Tisha Pennington, who's taking the long route to this title, and I think she deserves a rematch against Mackenzie Dern. She
Hey,
was
stand on it. That's
she
right.
was in the tournament for this belt when it was created. She lost to Carla Esparza, and that's why she didn't get the belt.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that because she doesn't have that, drop them to the floor power. She always gets a bad look in her decisions, right? Like she
Mhm.
does get a lot of stuff done in every single fight she's
She
in. She's never
punches
out of
and
a fight.
bunches. She's
She's
always
never
on the
out of a
move.
fight. But when
Uh-huh.
she fights girls with big power, she wears it, and judges are judges, bro. They don't care about all the beautiful work that she did before that. She might have put 100 on them, but the one that busts her nose, that's what I don't think she's going to get floored. I don't think she's going to get finished. I think she's going to have an ugly face at the end, and the judges are going to pull that shit again. Because a kickboxer, she's way better than Gomes at kickboxing. But hands and power, it's just going to be a bad look, I feel.
Okay. George, what do you think on this one?
I think I'm gonna see what I've been complaining about for a minute in these women's bouts. I think Gomes is gonna put your girl to sleep. I think she's gonna put her foot down and put her down.
Mm, 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 mm.
Mm.
Okay. Okay. So this next one is an interesting one for the grappling world. We've got Josh Hockett taking on Max Jimenez. Max is a beast when it comes to jiu-jitsu. He's beaten people to the likes of Orlando Sanchez at ADCC. Uh, yes, he's grappled against Felipe Pina several times. Victor Hugo, Roberto Abreu. Uh, yeah, his most recent grappling match was against Nicky Rod, and
Yep,
he lost round 2. That was at the Craig Jones Invitational 1.
it was. Yeah.
So that being said, I'm taking the big underdog in Max Jimenez.
Yeah, it's crazy. Josh Hokett's a grappler, and he's 230 pounds. And Max Jimenez is 265. I don't understand the odds makers in this one. Sure, Max Jimenez is 6 and
Adding
1.
that to the parlay.
Yeah, add that to your parlay, dude. And you know what? Not a big Josh Hokett fan. He runs that mouth. They all do it for clout. I understand. He's like, just I don't like him. I'll just come out. If him and Gable Stevenson got at it, and one of them, got severely injured, I wouldn't care. So yeah, let Gable fight this turd. But Max Jimenez, let's go, Max. All you.
Yes. George?
I really hope this isn't a Hamdi and Barnett fight that the heavyweights gas out and it's just like them windmilling and I didn't hit. So
That's one thing Hokett won't do, bro. So you can be rest assured of that.
well, that's like I said. I'm gonna give it to him. I think Hokett's gonna get a TKO in round 1 and keep his streak alive.
Oh, okay. Okay. I mean, it's possible.
It is. He is a truck. He's a professional athlete. He played fullback in the NFL. He's not scared of contact. Yeah, he could do it.
We'll
Oh,
see.
it's that guy. Now I know. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Josh Hokett.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to women's bantamweight, where we've got Myra Bueno Silva taking on Jacqueline Cavalcanti. I got to go with Cavalcanti on this one.
Yeah, you talk about a stepping stone female fight, dude, and it's Myra
Yeah.
Bruno Silva. I think Jacqueline Cavalcante is just the upgraded version of her. She's a little bit better everywhere. And Myra, she was good, and I was a big fan. I think we were both big fans of her. We really appreciate the skill set that she brings, the type of athlete she is. She's been very, very fun to watch in the UFC. But here, man, Jacqueline Cavalcante is just a machine. She's the one that moves like Demetrius Johnson. She's got the hands going a little bit. She's got the head movement going. She's in and out, in and out. She throws the elbows. She's got good takedown defense, man. And she's 28. Myra's 34. It's just, yeah, I don't see where Jacqueline doesn't absolutely run away with this fight.
Okay. Okay. George?
Yeah. I'm gonna go. I think. Yeah, I think Cavill, she's gonna stand and bang with her. I don't think that Silva's gonna get a rear naked choke.
No,
No.
I don't either. All right, moving on to our next bout. We've got Adrian Yanez taking on Christian Quinones in the men's bantamweight. I'm going with Adrian Yanez on this one. George or
Man,
Will?
oh, man, I just think I want to. Everything in me is like pick Adrian Yanez, but every time it's just like Robert Valentin, except for I'm not going to give him the same grace as I gave Valentin because of the skill level of his opponent. Both these guys have double-digit knockouts in their career. Yanez with 11, Christian Quinones with 10. I just Adrian Yanez, when he gets in the pocket with these guys that can bang, he's just overconfident in his chin, I feel, because you look at what Rob Font did to him. I picked Adrian Yanez to beat Rob Font because of the boxing in the pocket, and Rob Font turned it around on him. Martinez went out, Juan Martinez went out there and put it on him, dropped him. I want him to come out and get a takedown. I want
And a rear
Adrian
naked choke.
Yanez to something come out and put a double leg on him, make
I mean,
Christian Quinones.
If you look at Christian's record, he's lost 3 times by submission, and all 3 of them were rear naked chokes.
Well, perfect. That's what we need, because if you're standing in the pocket with him and you're Adrian Yanez with that chin straight in the air and those hooks, because he doesn't throw any straight punches, they're all looping punches, you're going to get countered and you're going to get chinned. So if I'm Adrian Yanez, I'm hitting a double leg against the fence. I'm beating him up until he turns away from me and I'm strangling him. But my money's on Christian Quinones. I don't think that Adrian is going to do that. I think he's going to come out there. He's going to challenge him to a gunfight in the center of the octagon and get clipped.
Mm-hmm. George?
From a bettor's aspect, I'm not touching this fight.
No, I'm not either.
I'm not touching it.
George?
I think there's going to be a Mexican standoff in Liver Shot City. I think Giannis TKO round 2, highlight reel stuff.
Okay. Yes. All right. Next up, we have Jamal Emmers taking on Hyder Amil at 145. Do we think it was a fluke last time when Hyder Amil got sat down, or do we go suspect on that?
No, I think Delgado
I'm going
got
Jamal
screwed.
on this one.
Okay. I think Delgado got screwed out of his last fight, and I think he won. I think he beat, what's the British dude or the English kid that you're really high on? Just fought him.
Oh, Nathaniel Wood.
Nathaniel Wood. I think he beat Nathaniel Wood, and I think he's a different realm striker. I think Hyder Amil just got caught by a fucking dog, by somebody who's going to take his loss from Nathaniel Wood, and it's going to age really gracefully. He's going to blow up. I think Hyder Amil is going to come out and he's going to put the pace on Jamal Emmers, and I think we're going to see Jamal get folded here. I'm going Hyder Amil. I still believe in that kid. I still think he's a dog. I still think you have to kill him to get him out of there, and Jose Delgado did exactly that. So good on him. I don't think Jamal Emmers is going to be able to do that to Hyder.
Okay. George?
Amil by decision, future contender.
Okay.
Grinding him.
Okay. All right. This next one's going to be so much fun.
My God.
This is the fight I'm looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
It is a tough one for me, but I got to go with Marco Tulio over CLD Christian Leroy Duncan. This is the start of our main card at middleweight. What do you think, Will?
Same, man. This is Mr. Norma Dumont. I'm not going to do Marco Tulio like that. He would fucking kill me.
Also, I
shoot
think
the box.
Way more skilled.
Oh, yeah. This guy, Marco Tulio, man, he's a marauder. He's coming forward. He is a middleweight, like prototype Charles Oliveira, right? He trains at Shoot the Box. He is the Diego Lima guy, obviously. Charles Oliveira talks about him in every interview, saying he's just a bigger version of me. He comes forward. His jiu-jitsu is just as good. You just don't see it because he hits so hard. He's taking these guys out of there. And what does Christian Leroy Duncan not have? Grappling. No grappling. His grappling, terrible. He is not going to be able to do anything to Marco Tulio unless it's from range. And could he piece Marco up? Yes, he could. He is a very talented striker. He trains with the likes of Michael Venom Page, and he reminds you of a middleweight Michael Venom Page. He doesn't have the Taekwondo style, but he's very flashy. It's a little more predicated to Muay Thai. He's got elbows. He's got knees, but he has a terrible gas tank, and he has shit grappling. Marco Tulio, Diego Lima, shoot the box. It's going to be a massacre, boys, and it's going to be Marco Tulio.
Yes. George?
The only way I see this going Christian's way is if he does one of those flashy kicks and connects from range. But I think Tulio's going to grapple him into Bordentown and not even give him a chance to do all that flashy Johnny Cage, blah, blah, blah shit.
All right. Moving on. Will, you already know I'm picking my boy, Ricky Simone, over
Oh,
Ronald
I know you
Barcelos.
are. I know you are.
That is a bantamweight fight. What do you got on it, Will?
Dude, I got to go with Ricky too, man. I'm not going to shit on him. I think Ricky Simone is a better wrestler than Hani Barcelos, and I think he has more dynamite in his hands. He knocked out Marab. I think he knocks Hani Barcelos out, and we go to the true number one contender. I couldn't even get it all the way out. He's
my boy.
I like him though. I like him way better than Alexander the Great Big Fucking Dork Hernandez.
Knocked him out and then choked him out.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, Ricky Simone, dude. Let's go. Ricky Simone via mauling. Let's say that.
Yes.
Let's go, Ricky.
Yes. George?
Yeah, I just think the age difference in these two is just gonna, I think Barcelos' last win, I don't know how he won that fight. That guy just forgot to show up. I don't know.
Which is crazy. Honestly, his last two wins are against world-class fighters. He beat, well, his last three. I mean, he's got a good track record when he shows up. It's crazy to me that this guy beat Said Nurmagomedov, beat Christian Quinones, Trevin Jones, Peyton Talbot, Cody Garbrandt, and then lost to Kyler Phillips.
Damn. Kyler Phillips out here catching strays. Big shit.
Sorry. All right.
Jeez.
Moving on. The first of the Bonfim brothers, Ishmael Bonfim, taking on Chris Padilla at 155. I think we see Ishmael Bonfim getting it done. What do you think? Or do you think Taco is going to get the win?
Oh, man. The Bonfim brothers, they are so legit, bud. It's scary. I think imagine having your brother as the dude that's training you every day, and you guys are fighting on the same card, cutting weight at the same time.
We've talked about this before.
For sure, dude. But the thing about Chris Padilla is, man, the bombs, right?
Yeah,
he's got that nuclear option. Now, Ishmael Bonfim, he does too, but he's kind of like Adrian Yanez in that aspect where he's going to put it the fuck on you, but that chin straight in the air, right? He's not going to shy away from contact. He's not going to get away from you, right? But he's going to stand there. He's going to be there to be hit. Chris Padilla hits way too hard. I'm going Chris Padilla.
Okay. George?
Let's see here. Yeah, I'm gonna go Bonfim by TKO round 1. Family pride tonight.
Hell yeah. Boys, this next fight is going to be a fantastic slugfest that's going to end in a finish.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Muslim Salikov and Uros Medic going at it at 170. The king of Kung Fu taking on the highlight reel, the doctor, Uros Medic. This is a for sure banger, and I think I gotta go Uros. I gotta go Medic.
Yeah, one would think, man. Here's Do you think Euros Medic is going to show Alexander Rakic what the fuck he should have done? You think that Euros Medic is going to use his reach advantage? You think he's going to throw that kick high? Because this is the same thing. This is a
I think
southpaw
what we
versus
saw
orthodox
happen.
matchup.
I think what we saw happen with the Gilbert Urbina was terrifying, and I think we're gonna see him turn it. I mean, it, his biggest problem is grapplers, and you've got a guy that's for sure gonna stand and bang with you.
Yeah. But I'm saying I think he's going to do what Rakic should have done. I think he's going to throw that head kick. I think he's going to keep that 2 out there. And I think he's going to get Muslim Salikov to run on something right down the pipe from range and sleep in.
Yeah.
So I'm also going Euros Medic. I think Alexander Rakic, after this fight, you're going to be able to go ahead and Google how to fight a shorter fighter. And this Euros Medic clip's going to come up, and then you can go from there.
Yes, absolutely. George,
Salikov by spinning knockout magic.
Wow.
it could happen. It could
It
happen.
could. Yeah, it could.
I'm not discounting that any bit because he is a world class
Tank.
striker. So
And a tank.
and a tank. I mean, look, that's why I just said this fight is going to be a banger, and it's going to end. It's going to end before the judges get to decide how they want their bet slips to go. All right. Moving on, our co-main event, another banger. We've got
Mhm.
Matt Danger Schnell taking on Joseph Morales. I think I gotta go with my boy Danger Schnell on this one.
Damn. I don't
Um,
think Danger Schnell has the same striking Morales has. The guy that Morales beat to
the same
not
striking. Ugh.
well, it wasn't the kid Rodriguez, Daniel Cormier's prodigy, the kid that he beat in the first episode, Imanol
You know
Rodriguez. Imanol would
that
absolutely
tiny little
destroy
man.
Matt Schnell. Yeah,
That tiny
and
little
I
man.
totally yes, I
I thought that was a
wholeheartedly
hobbit.
believe yes, that could kill you. He's a Justin Gibson descendant, I'm
No,
pretty
he's the
sure.
same size as Lacey. He's 5'4".
Well, for him to beat Imanol Rodriguez and then beat the guy in the finale who everyone picked I think those two guys could beat Matt Schnell pretty easily. So I'm going Joseph Morales via finish. Within 2. He might even get him in the first round. Vegas has him as a minus 260 favorite, and that might actually be, a little disrespectful. I think he could be a bigger favorite than that. I think it could be like a minus 400. I don't see Matt
Oh
Schnell
my
making
god.
it.
Oh my god. All right. George. I'm not saying that Matt Schnell's gonna for sure win this one. Don't put it on your bet slip on this one. But I'm
No,
going with
I
my
won't
boy
bet
Matt
it either.
Schnell. Yeah, I'm not I wouldn't bet this one either way.
This or the Salikov fight.
I would be more trustworthy of the Salikov fight over this one.
Probably.
Yeah, this one and the Adrian Yanez. Not at all.
Nope.
Yeah, George,
Morales by submission.
that's not a bad call.
Nope. It's probably gonna be a club and sub though, because Schnell he survived against Jimmy the Brick Flick on the ground, and Flick's jiu-jitsu it is actually super good.
Schnell has good jujitsu as well.
Right. That's why I think he'll club him.
If he goes out, I see it being a club and sub or a
Yeah.
decision. Anyways, moving on. Let's go to 170 in our main event for the other Bonfim brother, Gabriel Bonfim, taking on the rude boy, Randy Brown. Tell us what you think, because I think Bonfims are going to get it done in both fights. but I know you're a Rude Boy fanboy.
Ugh, I am a Rude Boy fanboy. When we were in Kansas City and he knocked out Nicholas Dalby, I was probably the loudest fucking person in that arena. Ask George Novo. I came out of my seat, all my shit went flying. I love Randy Brown. If Randy Brown can keep it standing, I think he beats him. The only thing is, of the two Bonfim brothers, the grappler extraordinaire is Gabriel. Gabriel's not going to sit there and play at range for too long. If he starts to get lit up, he's going to be smart, close the distance, put Randy on his back and work. Randy does have a good active guard. He does have good jiu-jitsu, but it's like levels to the jiu-jitsu game, right? Because Tanner and I well know, just because you have the same color belt as someone doesn't mean you're on the same level as them, right? And Gabriel Bonfim, smart betting money goes Bonfim submission. And that's probably, I'm not a fence rider. That's the way I see this fight going. But I'm going to be locked into my TV and I'm going to be just cheering my ass off for Rude Boy Randy Brown. I think he can knock him out. And I think that's his only chance. Sprawl and brawl. Hopefully, is it 5 rounds? It's a 5-rounder, right?
Yeah.
I hope he gets Gabriel tired
5-5.
and touches his chin. But man, Gabriel Bonfim's grappling. If you pull up some Gabriel Bonfim doing jiu-jitsu, it'll blow your mind.
Yeah. Younger of the Bonfim brothers as well.
Mhm.
Georges?
Yeah, Bonfim by decision. It's gonna solidify him as a star.
His jiu-jitsu is so good that I worry if Randy gets taken down and doesn't immediately get up, that it won't be he doesn't waste ground and pound. He's going to ground and pound until Randy gets in a position to where it's over with. And Gabriel Bonfim's like, you should not be down there at any cost at all. I don't think that, I think if he beats Randy Brown, you give him Shavkat Rachmanov when he comes back and you watch him beat up Shavkat.
I think that's a beautiful call. And if he beats, look, Randy Brown is a tough fight.
That's my
for
dog.
anyone in the 170 division. As long as Brian Battle's not in the 170 division, everybody's on standby.
Well, to be fair, he wasn't in the 170 division that night either. He had missed weight for the second time in a fucking row, and he was a middleweight when he fought Randy Brown.
That's fair. That's true. Absolutely true. It's going to be a good one, though.
And he wrestle fucked him.
Yeah. Yes. That was UFC Fight Night, Bonfim versus Brown, next Saturday, November 8th. I have one thing I want to talk about. Do you guys have anything you want to cover?
This is my shot. Make it quick.
What's he
All
doing?
right, what's up?
Did you shit yourself?
No.
I wanted to talk about the Ronda Rousey thing.
Oh my goodness.
You know what thing I'm talking about.
Oh my God.
She was recently on Bert Kreischer's podcast, and Bert Kreischer mentions Joe Rogan, and she decides to go in on Joe Rogan for no apparent reason and say that he's not an expert, he's a fan with an audience, and that he's never fought, and Taekwondo is not fighting. Awfully bold to attack somebody who's a black belt in multiple disciplines when your fight career was only judo. Only judo. Joe Rogan has a black belt in judo. He has a black belt in jiu-jitsu, taekwondo. He trains Muay Thai. And in fact, his striking is so good that a champion who many people consider the GOAT, who was champion when you were champion and after you were champion, before you were champion, came to Joe Rogan to learn striking, to learn a specific kick. Also, not to mention, a Taekwondo kick puts you into retirement. Well,
Funny how that works.
Before a punch from Amanda Nunes, but it puts you in hiding until they talked you into the Nunes fight, and then that put you into retirement. Wild to go in on somebody like that. What do you guys think?
I think it's fucked because Joe Rogan catapults her and like puts her on such a pedestal. And when people trash her, he stands up for her and he doesn't let that happen. Like many times I've heard people going in on her against like the Nunes or the Holly Holm fight. And the way he's like, think of the pressure against Holly Holmes and think about, Amanda Nunes throwing. I just hate to see it. And, there's a clip, TJ Dillashaw coming to Joe Rogan and Joe's teaching him a Darce choke. And let's talk about Joe Rogan having a Jean-Jacques Machado black belt in the gi and then having the integrity to not just see that as his black belt in no gi. He goes to Eddie Bravo at 10th Planet. He also has a no gi black belt under Eddie Bravo. I just don't think, Royce Gracie, let's use this example. Royce Gracie didn't know any kind of striking except for like what he would close and grab you with, right? He would throw like a little kick, maybe a couple punches, and then he would take you down. Royce Gracie's judo black belt and a jiu-jitsu black belt. By all rights, Joe Rogan has more black belts and experience in fighting than Royce Gracie does in striking, right? Joe Rogan was a national champion in Taekwondo. He wasn't a hobbyist. He wasn't just teaching kids how to kia and break boards. He fought against adults as a child in national Taekwondo championships.
In the ones where you could actually knock people out, because he did knock people out in those. And
Google that. The spinning back kicks from hell to the body and to the head. And he fought kickboxing. So I think she's salty. I think she's upset and bitter. And it's really sad to see. I don't know. I love you, Joe Rogan. I fucking love you, Joe Rogan.
George, do you have a take on that?
I put a lengthy dissertation in our chat about it, and you stole my biggest point out of it, that the whole entire GSP thing and his striking. Again, she should not be cutting down someone that's been a supporter for her. And I agree wholeheartedly with Will. They tooted this girl to be the face of the franchise, catapulted her to stardom. And then your boy, Uncle Chael P, talked about it. What did she do? She did not stay in the limelight. She didn't do any self-promotion. She didn't do interviews. She didn't do anything. Whenever she got smoked by Holly Holm, she should have stepped away like she did and go train. Go train striking. Go round out her game. Be more well-rounded. Be more aggressive. Be more dangerous. She didn't do that. She took time off. Said, all right, I think I could fight again. Then they put her in there with the Lioness. Like, I don't know why she even accepted that fight.
No.
So, full circle. It's pretty bad whenever Chael Sonnen's talking shit about you and you're trying to do the same thing that they do. She went to the WWE and she's trying to get clout by clickbait, by talking shit. And if you were fighting and it was going to get you another fight or something, cool. But if you're just saying it just to be shitty, I don't know. It's dumb. I feel like she should come out and make an apology for that and make it right. Because your boy's never done anything to her except ever been, respectful and nice about it. Why would you bite the hand that feeds? I mean, if you want to talk some shit, why don't you talk about your old boss, Vince McMahon? I don't know.
Or your husband that punches you in the face.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't going to go there because, Holly Holm already did domestic violence with that kick. But, yeah.
So did Amanda Nunes. That dude put a beating on her.
That's right.
Also, of course, I had to get out the George St. Pierre part.
Yeah, what?
That's my boy.
GSP's down there. He's like, actually, I came to do the interview, and can you show me that kick?
Isn't it weird how Amanda's prefix, her name is A-Man? That dude scares the crap out of me.
Yes. All right, boys. I just wanted to cover that. I don't have anything else. Do you guys have anything you would like to cover?
I did my whole segment with this shirt off because I thought we were over. Love you guys.
Yeah, just one more thing. There's a certain team in Chicago who won today. Dicka Bears kiss my ass Packers. Who lost at home to the Panthers.
Bears.